All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO'S, everybody doing out there? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to send a congratulations out there to one half of rap's first family, the Carters. I want to send a congratulations out to Sean Jay-Z Carter. Look, we don't know how long Jay-Z has been a billionaire under the table, but legally, and according to Forbes, which is probably the most respected site regarding money out there, Jay-Z has officially become a billionaire. Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations to Hov. If you hop on Forbes' website, it'll show that Jay-Z on June 3rd has become a billionaire. I think this is super impactful for the culture. Look, we got people who eclipsed the $1 billion mark in our culture. I believe Dr. Dre is somewhere around that. And I want to salute Dr. Dre, respected producer, made a way for a lot of people to get a shot. Very impactful in the culture. But I'm going to be honest with you. Dr. Dre don't mean it as much as Jay-Z does to us. And maybe you could say there is no Jay-Z if not for Dr. Dre and other people influences. And I wouldn't argue that. But let me just tell you what I know. Jay-Z is the most impactful piece to the hip-hop culture. Period. He is the most impactful piece to the hip-hop culture. From his music, from his ownership, things like Tidal, which allows artists to see, yo, you could get money with your people. You know, like this, so many ways, Jay. I mean, from Rock Nation to, look how many of your favorite artists that are now in their 30s and 40s or that are now signed to Rock Nation for management. Look at your favorite artists, how they get their shows shot. They got Tidal streaming their shows. I just watched Summer Jam yesterday online. I salute the Hot 97. Tidal shot it. They're shooting some of the best concerts. Lil Wayne has admitted that he thinks Jay-Z is the GOAT. And a lot of people have Lil Wayne as the GOAT. So your favorite rapper says Jay-Z is the greatest of all time. Hell, Jay-Z just fixed Lil Wayne's credit. He just fixed his credit. Like, this dude impact on the culture has been phenomenal. And I look at Beyonce, and I don't want to take anything away from Queen B, but if you could genuinely sit there and look me in my eye and tell me, yo, Jay ain't had some type of input on the brand that's become Beyonce. Like, don't get me wrong, Beyonce's talent has been phenomenal. She is her brand. Let's make that clear. But to act like Hov somewhere along the lines and give Queen B, his wife, any input, I think would be just misleading, and then we only be fooling ourselves. Fam, this dude, if I'm saying that Beyonce is the biggest artist of this generation, if I'm saying he's the biggest rapper, like literally, if you look at the blueprint, rappers are literally looking at what Hov does and going and bring and kind of trying to copy that moniker. What is Hov rapping about at 40? What is Hov rapping about at 45? What will Hov be rapping about at 50? Like, literally, that is the blueprint. Is Hov torn? Would Hov do that show? Like, Jay-Z and Beyonce just did stadiums, not arenas. They did stadiums. He is the ultimate businessman. Real quick. I want to break down, according to Forbes, what they're saying Jay-Z's the bulk of his $1 billion. So again, Jay-Z could have money under the table somewhere that we don't know about, right? We don't know what type of money homie got like under the table, how many more millions of dollars he's sitting on. But to get to this $1 billion mark, I want to break down how Forbes breaks it down, all right? Out of that $1 billion, about 310 million of that goes to a very exclusive champagne, an Ace of Spades champagne, which I think he did this back in 2006. It's a very bubbly, expensive champagne. It's called Armand de Brignac. I can't afford it. It's $310 million of that billion is what Hov can attribute to that very expensive bottle of champagne. Cash and investments, another 220 million. So we're at 530 million right now. Jay-Z invested in Uber, him and Beyonce. I think Beyonce's stake in Uber is about 300 million. Jay-Z's stake in Uber is about 70 million. So he's got a 70 million stake in Uber, and also cash that he has, money that he's acquired over his career. That gets you 220 million. So we're at $530 million. And we've just talked about cash and investments and champagne. I do say Again, don't get confused with the champagne that we talked about earlier. Duce is popping itself. You could throw another $100 million on that list, so that gets us the $630 million. Jay-Z's Cognac he was a joint venture with the beverage giant Bacardi, which moved almost 200,000 cases and has grown nearly 80% annually. So what that means is the people of our culture, us, we're buying Duce, and a lot of people are buying Duce because they know Hov's names attached to it. Let's get into more money. $100 million with Tidal. In 2015, Jay-Z submitted a bid to purchase the Scandinavian streaming service parent company for just shy of $60 million. He relaunched Tidal later that year, and what he did, which I always give Hov credit for this, a lot of people don't know this. Jay went and teamed up with his wife Beyonce, Kanye West, Calvin Harris, I believe Rihanna was in that stake as well, and he gave all them ownership in Tidal, which made Tidal sexy, right? Because again, Apple Music is a beast, Spotify is a beast, and this made Tidal sexy. Look, not only do I want your music on my platform, I want you on my platform, right? I'm going to offer you ownership in this platform. And he went and teamed up with some of the biggest artists in the world. And you got a wife in Beyonce who exclusively put her project out, Lemonade, out on Tidal for a long time. Like that works. So we're at $730 million. Also, you gotta bring in Roc Nation. That's another $75 million. And I don't like counting another man's money, but we're doing this for motivational purposes only. Jay's Roc Nation has managed some of the bigger music acts like a Rihanna, like a J. Cole. Also, you gotta, again, I told you guys earlier, there's acts like a Fat Joe gets management from Roc Nation, I believe. There's so many artists that are over there on Roc now, it's ridiculous. Again, some of these artists are signed to labels, major labels, but they get management from Roc Nation. What does that mean? I want advice from Hov. That's really what that means. I want to be able to call Hov once a month. Pretty much is what that means. And I think that helps kind of get you access in the Tidal as well. So artists are using that 100%. Also, don't forget there's a Roc Nation Sports over there as well. Kevin Durant is managed by Roc Nation Sports. Ty Gurley, a big NFL running back, is managed by Roc Nation Sports. They're moving up the pipeline. So again, $75 million there. I think that gets us to about $805 million. We got to throw in another $75 million for his music catalog. Don't forget. In 2004, Jay-Z negotiated his masters, all right, from the label that helped launch his career, and he ain't looked back since. Now his masters are worth about $75 million. That's his music catalog. He owns most of that. Give Hov credit there. We're at $880 million now. I'm counting this on my head, so if my math is off, please forgive me. Also, Jay-Z, he's kind of hinted at this over the last, I say 4, 5, 6 years, at least since I've been listening to Hov. His art catalog, that's another $70 million. Hov really expounded on that in Magna Carta, Holy Grail, and he kind of touched on it a little bit with 444, but he's really been invested in art, and that's made him he has about $70 million in an art collection. That counts to his net worth. Dude's been buying paintings and all type of rich people shit. Congratulations to Hov. We're at $950 million, and what puts it up to $1 billion is Hov's $50 million in real estate. He has purchased a few homes, a $26 million East Hampton mansion, a $88 million Bel Air estate, a penthouse in Tribeca, snagged for $6.85 million in 2004. I'm pretty sure it's worth much more than that in 2019. But again, that gets you to about $50 million when you total out all the math, all the losses and all that stuff in the real estate world. $50 million, and that gets you to that $1 billion threshold, which makes Hov's one of those in an elite company. And I think he's the most important. I can't wait till Diddy eclipses that mark as well. But this is Jay, man. This is Jay. This is rap's king right now, and congratulations to him. He's been talking. Look, we're gonna hear about him being a billionaire on the next album. We're gonna hear about this. You think? Look, say what you want about Jay. A lot of people say he's a very humble dude for some of the stuff he's accomplished. Oh, he let you hear about it in music. Let's not act like he ain't gonna let you. He gonna let you hear about it. It's gonna be something clever like Forbes finally called up to me and they saying I'm a look, I can't rap like Hov, but it'll be something along the lines of Forbes just now saying I'm a billionaire. Is you dumb? Like, I've been a billionaire. Congratulations to Jay-Z. I thank you guys so much for the time, love, support. Only reason why I'm doing a story like this, just strictly motivation, ladies and gentlemen. It's motivating the hell out of me. I like just strictly motivation to see a dude who sold crack cocaine flip his life around, flip his money around, and now is a billionaire. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids that are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.